see people's reactions. So we want to make sure that everyone has the camera on so you can see, but also they're self unmuted if at all possible. So speaking of Zoom, I thought we were done with Zoom. 2020 was a Zoom year, and then everyone was like, "Thank God, 2021 is here," and I'm still in the square. I don't know. I don't know how old people are. I don't know if you remember Hollywood Squares. I feel like this is like the new age version of Hollywood Squares. So right now on my screen, I'm in the top square. This is the worst spot to be in. Everyone knows this is the worst spot. You want to be in the center because no one calls on the top square. So anyway, Zoom is good though in a lot of ways. I like Zoom because let's be honest, you only got to get washed up from the waist up. That's my saying. You only got to get washed up from the waist up. I don't have any pants on right now, and it's okay. You can have a meeting and be Zooming with like the president, and it's okay to not have. Where else can you do that and have a meeting and like, yes, Mr. President? I've seen people take their oaths and they only dress from the waist up. And I'm like, this is a great environment. Women, you should be really laughing. You should be really, really laughing at this part because I know Zoom has helped y'all out. They came out with those filters, and you don't even have to put makeup on. You just hit the filter and automatic eyebrows, lipstick. I mean, tell the truth, shame the devil. Some of y'all didn't. Some people that don't have the camera on right now, let me tell you the secret. Y'all come closer. They laying in the bed. That's what's happening right there. They can't turn the camera on because they are zooming in from the bed. But that's how they zoom to work. They zoom to work from the bed. The alarm goes off, they roll over, turn the camera on. That's it. And you mean they don't turn the camera on? We just talked about that, right? They turn the mic on, and then they're like here. And the women always gotta clear your throat first before you say here because women's voice are deep in the morning. I don't know, single fellas. I'm sorry to bust your bubble. You don't know this, but women, their voice is deep like ours in the morning. Like I didn't know that until I got married. I woke up on my honeymoon, and the voice next to me said "Good morning." I was like, ah! She said, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "What's wrong with your voice? Why you sound like Vin Diesel? What's going on?" I thought I woke up in the crying game. This is crazy. So, I'm something like a comedian, but I'm really a full-time dad, and I just really tell stories that happen in my house. That's kind of how that works. So, what recently happened in my house, I want to share with you on tonight. I think that I am too paranoid. And it's because my kids now are paranoid. And when you see your kids be paranoid, then you know that you are too paranoid. You know what I mean? Like my youngest son, he just went downstairs and he thought he saw a shadowy figure. So because he thought he saw a shadowy figure, he didn't look to confirm if it was anybody there. He went an alternate route, okay? He went an alternate route. He went to another elevator and he went all the way down, and then he took a whole nother elevator back up, but he didn't come back up to our floor. He went a floor above and then came down the stairs. I'm like, okay, first of all, I don't know if he's been watching Jason Bourne too much or I just been, because I used to be in the military and like that's what we used to be doing. We like, if somebody's following you, this is what you do to. So when he shared that with me, I'm like, you know what? I'm probably doing a little too much as a dad. I'm a hands-on type of father. We just took him roller skating last night. I don't know if any of y'all roller skating. Y'all good at it? When's the last time you've been? So I know I'm getting a little older, and two things about roller skating. First of all, comedians, if you feel any kind of way after the show, just go to the roller skating rink and watch the people fall down. You're gonna feel much better, okay? And there's no pretty falls. You know what I'm saying? Like they're all really, really, really tragic, and they look painful. You know what I mean? Like I saw, and I remember this is why I did not put skates on, because people was falling on the carpet, and carpet is usually the safe spot, because and people was biting it on the carpet, and it was like ugly falls, man. It was really crucial. One child fell. And she fell. And
where's your volume?
The little walker. to help you. She had that thing and still fell. And she was in tears. She looked like she was about 13. I'm like, look, girl, you need to give that dream up. This is not going to happen. Just stay on the sideline with me and just cheer for people that can do it. But my son went to roller skate, and he was roller skating, and everything was fine for about 5 minutes. Oh, that's giving him too much. 2 minutes. He had just got on and he started doing the splits. And so at the end of the night, I said, son, how many times did you fall? He said, I only fell twice. I said, really? I feel like I saw you fall more than twice. He said, no, I did the splits a couple times. I said, oh, so you don't count that as falling. I said, okay, so that's how we gonna score it. So that's how I feel about my comedy. You know, if you giggle a little bit or laugh a lot, I count that as a win. So thank y'all for laughing at the brother. I'm P.T. Bratton. Now let's get the show rolling with some of these graduates that you really came to see. Are y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right. That was all the comedians. Is the audience ready? Can y'all see?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I tried. These are your friends, so I don't know. All right, you ready for your next comedian? Let me hear you say yeah.
Yeah.
All right, coming to the virtual stage. Put your hands together. Make some noise for Jessica Stevenson.
Thanks so much, everyone. A really good warm lead in there, and it just made me remember. Have you ever signed up for something, worked really hard to convince yourself that you were looking forward to it, and at the last minute just wanted to run away screaming? It's kind of where I'm at, you know. Make better choices, Jessica. Make better choices. And I think back about why this is hard. It's hard because creativity and anything to do with art was totally off limits growing up. Like I lived in the same universe as Footloose, except no religion and no hot dudes from out of town, right? And in this universe, music was the gateway drug to real drug and sex. And worst of all, more music. Because and my dad's worst nightmare would have actually come true. I would have gone to a concert, I would have immediately become addicted to MTV, and then I would have ended up on Road Rules. And then, you know, just when you think your life can't get any worse, you keep getting those callbacks. Hey, we need you to come in for Road Rules reunion. Road Rules making the reunion show. And I think we can just all go back to, you know, we gotta make better choices, Jessica. Make better choices. And so, you know, my dad had rules. You know, that just didn't sit right with me. And one day, I got up the courage to tell him what I thought. And I was like, Dad, you are not the boss of me. Like, turned on the music and started dancing. It was the best 30th birthday ever. And I think you can tell from that I'm a little bit of a late bloomer. But I have to tell you, you know, I recently went to a music festival and it was pretty awesome, except I also kind of hated it. It's great music. There's tons of drinking, strangers everywhere, right? And I'm actually pretty shy and straight-laced with a tinge of a rebellious streak. You know, remember, I'm living in the Footloose universe, so it's all relative. But there I am at a Megan Thee Stallion show, dancing along, minding my own body yaddy, just immersed in a cloud of mango vape smoke, taking it all in. Mango vapes. At the top of the chorus, this dude in fishnets and pasties bumps into me. I size him up. I'm ready to fight. I'm about 2 drinks in. You know what? I'm not going to let this harsh my vibe. I'm back to minding my own glow stick. And there was plenty of crazy stuff happening there. You know, like people throwing stuff through the air, like rage totems, and they're like glow sticks, and then a baby. You see a baby going up and down. I'm a little concerned. And then I realized, nah, that kid's got headphones on. You can tell he's cared for lovingly. But I'm also like, who brings a baby to a music festival, right? It's like it's not just mango vape smoke. There's other clouds of smoke here, you know? And that's when I realized I'm gonna see this kid on the Road Rules Teen Mom Challenge. You know, And then there's this dude. I look over, he's climbed up the light set, and he's like gesturing down to the crowd. The music is great. He's like, yeah, I'm like, jump. The crowd's just like cheering on to the music. Like, yeah. Boom, comes off the light set. The crowd's like, no, right there on the ground. He was fine. He was fine. He was so drunk, he didn't even feel it. Not a thing. And so, with all this crazy stuff going on, like at the end of the day, I'm feeling pretty lucky. I've made it through this weekend pretty unscathed. I reek of mango, but I know what the risks are when I go to concerts. And so I go back to my luxury glamping, which I would really describe as like a homeless encampment, but for like slightly rich millennials. And it's like girls full on ugly crying because they can't find their earrings. There's White Claw cans just like crushed up on the side, covered in body paint. There's like craft beer bottles lined up. People have been doing yard bowling with them. And I'm just like, what? I've had enough. I'm going to bed now. Climb into bed, say my prayers, staving off that MTV addiction, trying to stay off of the road rules. And here comes Mr. Fishnets himself singing, body yaddy yaddy yaddy, body yaddy yaddy yaddy. Jessica Stevenson, everyone. And remember, make better choices.
Yeah. I do this every time till y'all warm up. All right. Good. All right, coming to the stage, our virtual stage up next. Make some noise now. Start clapping now. Put your hands together now for Mr. Lamar Simmons.
Lamar, yeah.
Let's go, Lamar.
Yeah. Let's get it.
Hey, what's up? Hey, calm down, everybody out there. Hey, what's going on? Hey, my name's Lamar, but I have a confession to make. I am a middle namer. My first name is actually Nelson. So the first day of class, when the teacher takes attendance in a mostly black class, go figure. Teacher says, Javante, here. Draymond, here. LeBron James, here. Dwayne, Wade, here. PT, Johnny Garcia, Dean, Ron Murray, here. Nelson, and people look around like, what's this white kid that just moved in from Idaho? Like, here. Like they be like, Mandela, you do the homework, Mandela. But I love the name. I love Nelson Mandela, great leader through South Africa, through apartheid. Fast forward years later, graduated from the United States Military Academy at West Point, 2011. Yeah. There you go. A few claps. I guess there's too many Air Force people out there that.
Watch it.
But I did some time in Germany. I moved back to the States. Bought a new community. I was in a new community and bought a new home. And I wanted to be a leader in my new community. I felt that was responsibility for my life experience. The only problem is there was 3 factions that circulated the community that I need support from. One of them were solicitors. I hate solicitors. There's nothing worse than somebody coming to the door and trying to say something that you don't need. Like a cleaning lady to offer to clean the doo-doo stains out my drawers every month. Don't need it. I know how men are with our drawers, man. We like to keep the ones we got. You don't need new ones. That's how we save money. Or a mail guy to come to my door and try to offer to take my key and go 20 feet up the street and get my mail. Don't need it. And then finally, a bug exterminator that comes to my door and tries to convince me that I moved on an anthill. Don't need it. But then I realized I got another problem. I got a cricket problem. This leads me to my 2 other factions. The crickets are broken down in 2 communities. There's garage gangsters and there's basement bosses. See, the Garage Gangsters is something like Tukey Williams, you know. For those not familiar with Tukey Williams, he's like this big, strong, thuggish figure. The Crickets are at 3 a.m. at night, they're bench pressing down in my garage. I'm studying at night and I can hear them. Cricket, 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 cricket. Come on, 3 more. Cricket, cricket, cricket. They some thuggish people, man. They got one of them I seen with one leg hopping around. For those not familiar, I'm sorry about crickets. They're like the bougie version of cockroaches. They're athletic. They move around on like a pogo stick for some reason. They're indestructible. And I realized I didn't have an ant problem because them Garage Gangsters was holding up the ants at gunpoint. The basement bosses, they're a little more sophisticated. They're like El Chapo. They're like the Narcos. They peddle grass seed down between. Grass seed down back and forth underneath outside. They hijack my kids' Hot Wheels, do donuts and messing up my carpet, and they take a little Thomas the Train engine from the bathroom to the couch and watch TV with me. I'm like, cut it out. It's too much. You can't handle it. But you know, one night I was sitting there watching the NBA game and saw half my classmates playing basketball along with Dwayne Wade, you know. Anyway, I'm watching the game with a Papa Cricket. Papa Cricket's got like 50,000 kids hopping around. You know, he's got like 20,000 wives. We're talking, he's rolling up some grass seed. He's like, hey man, I know you're talking about running for HOA president. That's pretty cool. I'm like, yeah, man. Cause you know, we got this cool relationship now. We're used to each other. But he said, you know, Crenshaw's the HOA president. And Crenshaw, you know, he's got the swagger of Barack Obama. He's revolutionary like Abraham Lincoln, but he can duck riots. He can, incite riots and duck the police like Donald Trump. Oh. He's unbeatable. But since I knew he was a middle namer, the next morning, with my black elbows and their black legs, we formed the first Million Cricket and Man March. That morning, the nation of Cricklam was born. Water bottles sold on the side of the street, bean pies everywhere. It was crazy. And I went to Crenshaw and I said, Osama Crenshaw Hussein. And before I could say anything else, crickets were dead everywhere. Nation of Cricklam was appalled. He was a murderer. He had no choice but to succeed the presidency to me right there at that time. We marched back, and at the house, in my first address to the nation of Cricklam, I ordered the permanent deportation of all gangster crickets and basement bosses all the way to Osama's house, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm HOA President Lamar. Thank you for your time.
Keep it going for Lamar Simmons.
Let's go.
Oh my goodness. Okay, are y'all having fun yet?
Yeah.
I'm still a little delayed on this. Like, I'm like, y'all was laughing, and then it's like, we only got so many laughs to get. Okay, all right. I hope you got some laughs for this next comedian. Coming to the virtual stage, this next comedian. Start making some noise now. Start clapping right now. Put your hands together right now for this next comedian, Rob Williger.
So there are a lot of things that I got out of the Army. I got, confidence, friendship, education, depression, anxiety, PTSD. But it's all good now. But I mean, I'll admit, when things first started happening, I was a bit nervous and ashamed about having to go to mental health. And, I spoke to some friends of mine. They're like, don't worry, everything's very private and confidential. So I go there for my appointment, but there's this sign, mental health. Doesn't that kind of tell you why everyone's in the waiting room for? I mean, I don't know what I really expected. Obviously, we need a sign. That's how I found the place, but I wasn't really expecting to get a random phone call telling me that an appointment was made on my behalf either. So So, I'm doing this move with my phone, so that nobody can see me, because if I'm staring at my phone, it's impossible for anyone to notice you. So I'm doing that. And then, all of a sudden, Williger, Robert Williger, date of birth, September 17th, 1975. Mother's maiden name Smith. Last know your credit card number 3271. Mama! Panera gives you that vibrating pager. They're not yelling, Rob, your panini's ready. They can give you more privacy. It's like, there were some people there that were absolutely livid. I mean, I was getting a little intimidated, and it was like they were just going off about their names being called. I think that was the anger management group. When I first started developing some symptoms, I thought it was related to my head injuries. I did have some run-ins with the Taliban in Afghanistan. There was the vehicle that hit a roadside bomb. And then there was the serious one, a projectile right into my forehead. Oh no, that was an American idiot who threw a wrench. It can be hard to keep these things straight at times, and especially because that guy actually caused injury to about 3 or 4 Americans. So I think the Taliban was actually planning on giving him a medal for his achievements. At the end of all the testing, they tell me that what I'm feeling is real, but it's all in my mind. Like, yeah, I kind of had my suspicions after I saw the sign. So I get aggravated on social media, and I know I'm not alone with that, but what gets me, it's not as much the content, it's the way people act, and they're so self-important. Somebody begins their tweet with, people have been asking my opinion on this. No, they haven't. No, nobody asked you. You're going to give us an answer, but let's be real, there was no question. Or, I'm not sure who needs to hear this. Nobody? Can we choose that option? Or you got the town crier who needs to start everything with breaking, kind of like the person who has to send every email on Outlook with that high importance. Nobody pays attention to it, but it makes the person sending it feel better. I had a supervisor in the Army who loved to do sports for physical training, in particular football. And I love sports unless they involve a ball, a team, or a score. And in the interest of, fair disclosure, I let them know that it's been a while since I've played, and saying that I actually have played would be generous. I was kind of like the one guy in school who got excited when the square dancing segment came around in gym class because it meant football ended. So, but, didn't really have much choice. So they tell me, don't worry, it's going to be a friendly game. And, I hear people talk about that, but I don't believe that's something that actually anyone's ever seen. It's one of those mythical things people talk about, the friendly game of football, but nobody's actually ever seen one. No. So you can wear civilian clothes, so I dress as I think is appropriate. And my shirt had a couple of buttons on, and somebody comes up to me, did you wear a polo shirt to football? I'm like, there's no collar on it. It is so clearly not a polo. It is called a Henley. Like, come on. They're telling me I should have worn a jersey or something. I don't know. So we used to change it up and sometimes do a different sport. Like sometimes we would do dodgeball, but as you may have figured from the wrench incident, dodging things isn't really my strong point either. I'm Robert Williger. Thank you very much.
Woo! Yeah.
Woo! All right, give it up one more time for Rob Williger.
Yeah.
Good job. At this time, I have the pleasure of introducing your host for the second half of the show. This is he's an Army veteran and also a Comedy Bootcamp alum. Please put your hands together for my friend Dwayne White.
We're going for PT, everybody. Hosting the first half where everybody's trying to figure everything out. Some of you are still not able to be seen. That's okay. I'll just talk. I just want to. I got to call one thing out that's been driving me crazy during this thing. Chelsea and whoever the other dude is, lean back for just a second. Just lean back. Just lean back. No, keep going. You guys have been disappearing the whole time. It's so much fun to watch. This is the greatest magic trick I've ever seen in my life. It's so beautiful. It's like one of you will disappear. Only one of you can be on the screen at one time. This is beautiful. This is so good. Bye, Chelsea. This is. Oh, there you go. Okay, this is fun. This is good. Everybody's like, if you don't have on gallery view, everybody's like, this dude's just crazy. I have no idea what he's talking about. This is great. Zoom comedy, everybody. It's good time. It's fun. I thought we were done with Zoom, y'all. I really and truly did. I've been doing comedy on Zoom like during the whole pandemic, like PT was saying. I thought we were done. Comedy's hard. It's hard on Zoom, but it's not the dumbest thing I've seen. The dumbest thing I saw, my daughter's school did a play on Zoom. That's stupid. That's absolutely Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Hey, bro, you're muted. Hey. So stupid. At least he was muted, because I'll tell you who was not, was Juliet's grandmother. It was so good. It's so great, because if an old person comes on Zoom, here's how they let you know they're about to say something amazing. They're like, no, they can't hear us. We're on mute. That means hit record, y'all. That's what that means right then. Because in this case, the lady proceeded to tell the entire world that her granddaughter was ugly like her mama was in school. It's so great. I love it. Oh, man. Don't act like y'all care about her. She's from Maryland. It doesn't matter. It's fine. Be real. Let's be real. Oh man, I do. I have. I don't know. Clap it up. Give me a woo. Something if you're a parent. You got kids out there. Who's got kids? Woo! Yeah. There was a boo in there. I'm pretty positive there was at least one boo. I'm not sure. One of you like woo boo. That was good. I appreciate your honesty. So that's good. This is like a therapy session. It's good. It's on film. It's recorded. So I just want you to know that. That's fine. So when CPS comes, that's on you, bro. I know. I have kids, man. I have older kids. I have a 20-year-old son. I have a 16-year-old daughter. I have a 15-year-old vasectomy, and it's good. I'm a terrible father. I don't know if you guys have figured that out. It's Friday night. I should be with my family, but I'm hanging out with y'all on Zoom. So I'm a terrible dad. I try to be a good dad. I do. Like I try. I don't know anything else I did for that long, for 20 years. I should be awesome at it, right? Like if I could be an awesome doctor or a lawyer or like, dude, astronaut school. You know how long astronaut school is? 2 years. That's it. That means if I went to school for 24 months, they could send me into outer space all by myself. That's awesome. I've been a dad for 2 decades. I'm still not allowed to go to a parent-teacher conference alone. This is crap. That's all I'm saying. I try to be a good dad, though. I read the parenting books. You guys read those? They're ridiculous. They're so stupid. No, but here's the thing. It's like I don't know. They all have different approaches, but they all say one thing. If you have a favorite, whatever you do not let them know which one it is. Right? They figure it out, though. They know. And it's the vasectomy. 100%. It is. It's fine. It's good. I try to read those books, but they make me mad, man, because they have stupid titles, you know, like Stop Yelling and Start Connecting, Dad. Or The Anger-Free Home. Screw you. All right. Listen, anger is my love language. That's what I'm here to tell you, people. All right. And if they don't knock it off, they're going to get physical touch along with it. So it's going to be great. I don't know. I have a 16-year-old daughter. That's fun. Yeah. She's learning to drive right now. That's cool. It's led to it's cool. We get to spend a lot of time together, but it's very awkward. It's led to some very strange conversations, you know. Like the other day, we're driving along and a song came on. Swear to God, all I said was, "Hey, I think this song is older than me." You know what she said? Ew. That's not. That's not an ooh moment. That's not. I didn't say. I didn't say anything ooh worthy. That's not okay. If I would have said something like, "Hey, you know what? Your mom and I, we used to get freaky to this song." That's an ooh. I'll take that. That's fine. But like, hey, you know how this song is, princess? Your age plus 9 months. That's a solid ooh. That is not what I said. Oh man, these guys are great, aren't they? Give it up for the comics that are coming up tonight. Your friends, your co-workers. I don't know if you know him for real, maybe just like wanted a free ticket. I don't know how this worked out, but ladies and gentlemen, we're going to keep this show rolling. This next lady is actually not one of the students. She is a great friend of mine, and she is a mentor in the class to these folks. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the very, very funny Miss Nikki Knowles, everybody.
Let me make sure my camera on because I couldn't go. But seriously, Dwayne was talking about the CPS, and I'm like, listen, my son told me the other day, he was like, I'm just gonna call CPS. I said, call them. I need the break. Either they're gonna take you or me. Either way, I'm happy to be. I mean, have you ever looked at your family and thought, am I being punked? Like, really? It's my life. Did somebody let me actually be an adult and raise? I'm raising 5 boys. 5. Thank you, girl, for clapping, because I need the encouragement, because I get up every day thinking, how did I get here? I mean, I know how I got here, and thinking back, I really don't think it was worth the effort sometimes. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my kids. I love them, but sometimes I do think if they weren't my kids, I wouldn't allow my kids to play with them. They're really sweet boys. They aren't bad. They just talk a lot. Sometimes you just feel like, why are you still talking? Like, what are you talking about? And then the slang, like, I'm like, don't call me bro one more time. Say it's just annoying to me. And then when they text, because they constantly text, they don't text like we text. You said the entire message that you want to say. Hey, PT, I'm going to lunch. You want to go? They say, Mom. After 17 moms, I'm throwing my phone across the room. People are always like, how do you manage with 5 boys? And I think about it, I'm like, you know what? Silence is golden. Duct tape is gray. And sometimes you just gotta use chloroform as an essential oil. And then people are always like, man, you have 5 boys. Is that what did you really want 5 boys? You didn't try for a girl? Let's be honest. Did I try for any of them? Not any effort put in to having these kids? No. And then here's the worst question I get of all times, because people are just rude and just don't know what to say, is that they'll be like, do all your kids have the same father? Isn't that just rude? That is just rude. They don't, but it ain't none of your business. Why are you coming to ask me that? And for the record, I have a stepson, so. Okay. But even if they don't, that's none of your business. So raising 5 boys, it's always been like I was a single mom. This is my second marriage, and so I had the question of, my son woke up one morning when he was like 7, maybe 6, and he, little, when they boys wake up and they had that little issue. He was like, Mommy, my PP is broken. And I was like, of course I jumped out of the bed. I'm concerned. Your PP is broken. What is going on? Who did it? What happened? And so he was like, it won't go down. No. I said, go to the bathroom and you'll be fine. He was like, go to the bathroom? It's broken. I can't pee. So, what I deal with raising 5 boys. And so, once you're out, if you could just go out and you see a mother with 5 boys, or a mother with any boys, because boys are different than girls. How many of you have boys? You can attest to how different they are. So when you see a mom with boys, you send an extra pair, ask her for her Cash App, and then think of me and send a prayer. I'm Nikki Knowles. Give
it up for Nikki, everybody. I think you should Cash App Nikki right now. I think everybody should do that. Her Cash App is Dwayne White. She'll get it. It'll be fine. It'll be good. Oh, Nikki. Oh, 5 boys. I'm sorry, girl. I'm so sorry. Oh, you guys ready for the next student comic coming up here tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Woo! Yes. This next person coming up, you probably haven't seen one of these before. He served in the Coast Guard. Most of you have not seen one of those before, so you get a chance to see that tonight. It'll be great. Ladies and gentlemen, again for Mr. Brian Sarges.
I've been taking some time off to really focus on my obesity, It really helps to have all day to eat instead of just an occasional snack between the standard 6 meals. But I don't have diabetes, not for a lack of trying. I recently moved back to the Washington, D.C. area after a few decades, and everywhere I looked, there was this curly W, like a cursive W. I saw it on bumper stickers, flags, people's mailboxes, T-shirts, ball caps. I even saw it on a couple tattoos. One day, me and my buddy are fishing, takes his shirt off, and sure enough, there's this W. And I was like, why do you like Walgreens so much? He was like, no, you idiot. It's the Washington Nationals.
Yeah.
So my grandfather built my house. It's basically held up by load-bearing ghosts. I'm pretty sure that the spirits of my Italian ancestors haunt my house. People that have stayed at the house say that it smells like garlic for no reason. We also have an issue with spaghetti stains mysteriously appearing on the T-shirts, all the white T-shirts, and no matter how many times you wash them, they come back, the spaghetti stains. I yell at these ghosts. I'm constantly trying to get them to wash the dishes. Also, I'm pretty sure they are stealing one sock out of the dryer.
Yeah.
I owned my own business before I got into comedy. Being your own boss is great, except if your business is a complete failure. Then it's just a place to sober up. Apparently, it's not a great idea to open a beeper store during a pandemic in a mall.
Yeah.
Okay, so for you youngins, beeper is like an iPod that only gets text messages, and iPods are like cell phones that only have music. And cell phones are what you're all used to make TikTok videos with and are probably looking at right now. Eventually, I wrote my own leadership book. The title is Please Don't Quit. I don't know what I'm doing. Here's some leadership quotes I put in my book with my corrections, and I add some additions and such. There are no stupid questions, just stupid people. This was said by Anonymous. And for those who do not know, Anonymous is a Greek philosopher that studied under Anonicus. Before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself. And when you become a leader, success is all about growing others. Jack Welch. I'm not going to listen to some guy who invented a really bad version of jam. All right. It's substandard jelly, and everyone kind of knows it. This is one of my other favorite quotes. Dance like there's no one watching. Again, this was Anonymous. And the reason why it's my favorite is because no one is watching you. They're looking at their phone.
True.
You don't lead by hitting people on the head. That's assault, not leadership. Dwight D. Eisenhower. I wish I had known this years ago.
Oh God.
The first 5 days after the weekend are the hardest. Again, this is Anonymous. He's like a very famous philosopher. And I agree with that.
Yeah.
Except for Sundays. War is God's way of teaching Americans geography. Ambrose Pierce. And apparently me. Put some alcohol in your mouth to block the words from coming out. This was said by Ron Swanson. So those are some words to live by. And I bet you all wish I had done that earlier, right? Being powerful is like being a lady. If you don't have to tell people you are, you aren't. Margaret Thatcher. Do not ask anyone if they are a lady or if they have powers. Thank you. That's my time.
Good for Brian, everybody. Woo. Opening a beeper store. I love the leadership quotes, buddy. I love them. I really do. I think there's too many. I hate stupid leadership quotes, and I appreciate you had good ones. I like the one like, every opinion counts. Like really, like Jeff just ate his boogers. Like why are his doesn't count as much as me? I don't think he wants to take an hour lunch break to play Dungeons and Dragons. I don't think that's the same. It's not the same. I don't know. I love it, man. I love it. Everybody buy Brian's book because I got a feeling he's going to need the money. His Cash App is at Dwayne White. We're going to milk this joke all night. I don't even care. You guys ready for your next comic, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah.
This next lady coming to the stage. Very, very, very funny. Ladies and gentlemen, get up for Miss Gerda Bledsoe, everybody.
So I think I was meant to be a trophy wife, or if not a trophy, at least a blue ribbon, because I feel like I'm at least as good as a pie or a quilt or a show pig, like at least as good as a show pig, right? So my husband and I have been married for 30 years. 30 years. Yeah. And so when we got married back in the last century, all on paper, everything was against us. I was 19 years old. We'd only known each other for a year. We weren't certain he was going to be granted parole. That's not true. We only knew each other for 7 months. So I think I'm a good wife. But I am for sure a cool mom. I mean, not help you bury a dead hooker in the backyard cool, but like, I'll let you take a mental health day from school, that kind of cool. That's my level.
Yeah, that's cool.
We have a daughter who is very into K-pop. Are y'all familiar with K-pop? Oh, good. K-pop. Then you'll get all of this. I love it. So K-pop, boy bands coming over from Korea. I gotta tell you, they have some catchy little ditties. I'm kind of digging them. But if I'm being 100% honest, I'd rather watch them than just straight up listen to them, because it's kind of like watching synchronized swimming, but with less water. I mean, not 100% less, but it's pretty significant. It is a whole lot of precision movements, waterproof mascara, and glitter at like a global level. It's so beautiful. It's so pretty. If you've seen them, the boys themselves, I call them boys. I have no idea how old they are. They could be anywhere between 15 and 73. I honestly have no idea. They look like Korean young adult novel vampires. They're just so beautiful. And their skin, oh my God, their skin is so smooth and translucent and just beautiful. I kind of want to lick them, not in a creepy way. Just a quick little taste. It's like, so their skin it looks like, when you get a root beer float and you mix it up real good, that's like, it's that kind of yumminess. I just quick little yummy. Anyway, our son, we also have a son. He came out to me not too long ago, and I was understandably disappointed. He is not a fun gay at all. Zero flamboyance. He is just a big old boring bisexual. I have no one with whom I can spill the tea or kiki, and it's disappointing. But he is a nerd, so I have that going for me. Having a gay nerd son lets you have conversations about which hobbit is hotter. It's Pippin. Clearly it's Pippin. Disagree, fight me. I will die on that hill. It's Pippin.
That's the right answer.
Yeah, exactly. People. So my son plays Dungeons and Dragons. Or if you are a child of the 70s or 80s, you know it as the Devil's Board game. He plays D&D with a non-binary lesbian, a trans man, and a straight cis man. And I'm pretty sure that their characters are just amalgamations of each other. I think my son is a half elf druid with a flair for decorating and a penchant for slapping people. I keep trying to get them to let me play, but they told me there's really no place for a 42-year-old singing Korean vampire. So I guess I'm not allowed. Thank you very much for coming out. I'm so happy to see the couple of you I can see. Mwah.
Keep going for Gerda. What band is that? What band is this? What is this? What are we
I
doing?
don't know. They're all the same. Oh, that's BTS.
I think it's BTS.
Okay, I don't know. I love the hair. That's all I know is I love
It's
this
beautiful.
little guy right here. It's
Gorgeous.
good. I don't know. They do look like vampires. That's insane.
I'm saying.
What? Oh my God. Let's just talk real quick before we move on about Brianna, our ASAP representative tonight. When she liked something you said, she snapped as if it was the 60s and we were in a beatnik bar. So I appreciate you, Brianna. Appreciate it very much. Giving us one of these. I love it. I love it. Somebody else is into it. Somebody else is into the snapping. I like it. That's so funny. That's such a DC thing. It's great. It's great. Give it up one more time for Gerda, everybody. Yes. Good job, Gerda. Oh man, we have our last comic of the night. You guys ready for the last comic of the night, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah.
This next lady, very, very, very funny, and a Marine Corps veteran, a great comedian. Love her very much. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Miss Demi Chang, everybody.
What's up, everybody? So I'm kind of looking for a new job right now, but it's really hard to get hired out there. I mean, I saw like Vanguard recruiting or something in the audience, like maybe we can talk after. But I mean, it's hard because I have a condition. It's like a rare genetic defect that's only found in like 1 in 5,000 Asians. Laziness. And I mean, it's really hard because being an underachieving Asian means that I'm basically the rude awakening for my parents' American dream. And the measuring stick for all of my success is what all of their friends' kids are doing. So the other day, my mom came up to me and she's like, hey, my friend kid studied infectious disease at a Harvard University. And I'm like, well, I study infectious laughter in random bars and Zoom rooms. Because if you really think about it, jokes are like little booster shots for depression. So now I just lie when they ask where I'm going. I'm like, I'm out vaccinating people. All right. They say laughter is the best medicine. So there's at least 7 doctors in this room right now. But as far as work ethic goes, I wish I had the work ethic of Bluetooth, because Bluetooth is like hardworking, eager to please, a good communicator. You meet Bluetooth one time at the company Christmas party and she's like, hey friend, I remember you. And you're like, I don't remember your name, but thanks. I feel like I'm more like Wi-Fi, because Wi-Fi, you know, a little finicky, a little sensitive, insecure. And Wi-Fi is like the worst employee in the world, because every quarterly review, they have to sit her down and they're like, all right, wireless fidelity. We're all friends here. I'm a cool boss, right? Can I call you Wi-Fi? Okay. Wi-Fi, listen, like when you're having a 1-bar day and you don't feel like working, we get it. But 3 bars, we're gonna expect a lot more from you. You gotta keep us in the loop. We can't just keep checking on you to see if you're doing your job. You need to just do your job. So, I mean, to be honest with you guys, it's not that my job is so bad. It's just that I have this one coworker that kind of gets on my nerves sometimes. And by one coworker, I mean, I only have one coworker who's also my boss, who's also my husband. So, yeah, and we also share an office, which is also our house, which is also an RV.
Oh.
So when people hear that, they get really excited for me. They're like, oh my God, You are living the dream. Hashtag van life. I'm like, marriage is hard enough when you work in two separate places and you live in a house with rooms. I can stand at one end of our home and see right through it, just like my husband's dumb arguments. So, I mean, if you're married, how many of you are married? Anyone?
Woo!
You know, sometimes you need space from your spouse. You go to a different room. There's only one room with a door in my house, and I can't even slam the door because it's like a barn door and it's on a track. And if you're not real careful with it and you push it too hard, it'll just fall right off the tracks. So kind of like a marriage. And my favorite thing about interracial relationships, if I may, is you're less likely to be confused as siblings. You know, when you meet people and you're like, are you guys siblings? And they're like, no. And then you're like, oh, sorry. But in my case, my husband is more than 20 years older than me.
Oh.
So, yeah. So I'm more afraid that people will confuse us as something else, especially when we're out with, he has 2 daughters, and when we're out with them, you know, it's having a lovely time. I'm always kind of afraid that someone's going to walk up to us and be like, it was so sweet of you to have 2 of your own and still have room in your heart and your house for a child in need. I'm just so worried about that. And then she'd be like, you should be so proud of yourself because she looks like she'll make a great doctor one day. Thanks, everybody. I've been Demi Chang. Thanks for tuning in.
Guys, keep it going for Demi, everybody.
Yeah.
For all the comics you've seen tonight, guys. This is so good. Love these guys. It's such a good show. Hey, give it up one time quick for ASAP for putting this on. For those of you who didn't get it, ASAP is Armed Services Arts Partnership. It's not the Army Substance Abuse Program. Some of you know that one very well. Get it?
Wait, what?
I may have been there a time or two myself. It's fine. It's okay. But hey, if you want to help out ASAP, I highly encourage you guys to do so. They're doing a campaign right now called What's Next. They're trying to raise $300,000 so we can do this for a lot of other folks. All of the instructors that you saw tonight, we are all ASAP Bootcamp grads ourselves, and you know these programs are amazing. So I'd love to have you guys support it. So if you go to asap.org/what's next and check that out, you can donate there. But we really appreciate you guys coming out so much. So give it up for yourselves for being out and supporting comedy, supporting your friends. Okay. And that's our show, everybody. Thank you very much.
Great show. Thank you.